Welcome to this video on the top 10 Donald Trump versus Vladimir Putin comparisons. The relationship between these two world leaders has been one of the most scrutinized and analyzed in recent times. While both have vastly different backgrounds and approaches to leadership, they have undoubtedly left a lasting impact on global politics. From their personalities and policies to their interactions and international influence, this video will explore the top 12 fascinating and often controversial comparisons between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. So let's dive in and take a closer look at these two iconic figures. Number 12. Personalities. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have vastly different personalities and leadership styles. Trump's impulsive and aggressive behavior often caused controversy and tension, while Putin's reserved and calculated demeanor has helped him maintain a strong grip on power for over 2 decades. Trump is known for his love of luxury and attention, while Putin is known for his methodical and strategic approach to diplomacy. Despite their differences, both leaders have had a significant impact on the international stage and will continue to be important figures in global politics for years to come. Number 11. Personal security. Both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump are high-profile individuals who require significant personal security measures to protect themselves from potential threats. Putin's elaborate security detail includes a team of bodyguards, an extensive motorcade, and the Federal Protective Service, which is directly answerable to the president. Putin's movements are closely monitored, and his travel routes are often changed at the last minute to ensure his safety. He avoids public appearances without prior notice to minimize risk. In contrast, Trump's security detail during his presidency was also extensive, but his approach was more unpredictable. He often traveled without prior notice, making it difficult for security officials to prepare adequately. Trump's private security team caused concerns about potential conflicts with law enforcement and Secret Service personnel. Despite their differences, both leaders have faced significant security threats throughout their careers, making their personal safety a major concern for their governments. Their approaches to personal security reflect their respective political cultures and the unique challenges they face as public figures. Number 10. Popularity. The popularity of Vladimir Putin in Russia and Donald Trump in the United States reflects the political climates of their respective countries. Putin's control over the media and political system in Russia has allowed him to maintain high approval ratings, despite criticisms of his government's human rights record. On the other hand, Trump's polarizing leadership style and the controversies that surround his presidency have made it challenging for him to maintain broad-based popularity in the United States. As a result, the two leaders have vastly different levels of public support, reflecting the differing political realities in their respective countries. Number 9. Relationship with the media. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have contrasting relationships with the media. Trump used social media to bypass traditional outlets and criticize journalists, while Putin tightly controls the media to maintain a positive image of himself and his government. Trump's confrontational style led to tensions, while Putin's control allows him to shape public opinion. Number 8. Relationship with world leaders. Trump's America First approach prioritized American interests and bilateral deals, leading to mixed relationships with world leaders. Putin pursued an assertive foreign policy, annexing Crimea and aligning with authoritarian leaders. Trump's divisive rhetoric and isolationist policies were criticized, while Putin expanded Russia's influence, though strained relationships with some democracies. Opinions on effectiveness vary. Number 7. Views on LGBT+ rights. Donald Trump's stance on LGBT+ rights has been mixed, with some expressions of support countered by actions seen as harmful to the community, such as rolling back protections for transgender students and banning transgender individuals from serving in the military. Vladimir Putin, on the other hand, has taken a hardline stance against LGBT+ rights in Russia, with laws criminalizing gay propaganda and restricting public displays of LGBT+ identity, which have been criticized as discriminatory and harmful. The difference in their views reflects the broader cultural and political contexts in the United States and Russia, with the US making progress in advancing LGBT+ rights, while Russia takes a more conservative stance. Number 6. Policies. Donald Trump focused on deregulation, tax cuts, and immigration reform, while pursuing a protectionist trade policy and seeking to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Vladimir Putin pursued an aggressive foreign policy, annexing Crimea, intervening in Syria, and allegedly interfering in the US election, while cracking down on political opposition and free speech domestically. Despite facing criticism for their controversial policies, Trump's approach was more focused on domestic issues, while Putin's was more focused on expanding Russia's global influence. Number 5. Views on immigration. Donald Trump advocated for stricter border controls and ended the DACA program. He also implemented a travel ban on several predominantly Muslim countries. Vladimir Putin's views on immigration are influenced by Russia's demographic challenges and the need to attract skilled workers and investors, while also cracking down on illegal immigration. However, the government has been criticized for mistreatment of migrants and refugees. The difference in their views reflects the different challenges and priorities facing the United States and Russia related to immigration, demographics, and security. Number 4. Views on NATO. Donald Trump has been critical of NATO, suggesting that the US should reconsider its commitments to the organization and that NATO member countries should contribute more financially. Vladimir Putin views NATO as a threat to Russian security and has called for a more cooperative relationship between Russia and NATO member countries. Their views reflect the broader geopolitical context, with the US as a leading member of NATO and Russia as a major global power seeking to protect its interests. Number 3. Use of social media. The use of social media by Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin during their respective presidencies differed significantly. Trump actively used social media, especially Twitter, to directly communicate with his supporters and bypass traditional media outlets. Putin, on the other hand, has a more limited public presence on social media, with its personal account largely managed by his staff. However, Russian state-sponsored groups have been found to use social media to influence elections and spread propaganda. The contrasting approaches to social media reflect the different political cultures and strategies of the United States and Russia. Number 2. International influence. Donald Trump's presidency was marked by an America First agenda that prioritized trade and economic issues, leading to a confrontational approach toward traditional US allies. His relationship with authoritarian leaders such as Kim Jong-un and Putin also raised eyebrows. Vladimir Putin's international influence is based on Russia's military and economic power, as well as its status as a permanent member of the UN Security Council. Putin has pursued an assertive foreign policy, challenging US dominance in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. Their differences reflect the geopolitical contexts and priorities of their countries. Trump's presidency focused more on domestic issues, while Putin pursued a strategic approach to foreign policy. Number 1. Net worth and personal assets. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have vastly different approaches when it comes to disclosing their net worth. While Trump's net worth is estimated by Forbes to be $2.5 billion as of April 12, 2023, Putin claims an annual salary of $140,000 and has publicly disclosed assets that include a modest apartment, a trailer, and 3 cars. However, some experts suggest that Putin's undisclosed assets may total up to $200 billion, potentially making him the wealthiest man in the world. In contrast, Trump's wealth largely stems from his real estate ventures, hotels, casinos, golf courses, fundraising, and branded products, many of which are public knowledge. And there you have it. What are your thoughts on their different personalities, policies, and international influence? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it interesting. Thank you for watching.